G'day all, I'm Graham Sanders and I live at Townsville, North Queensland. That's where latitude 19 crosses the east coast of Australia. I've had a number of queries from people about doing eductions, inductions, buds. Let's talk simple terms. Attaching a hive to a stronger hive to make a new baby hive. And they want to talk about well, let's change that. They understand the process, but they've got individual problems, like the entrance is a funny shape, or they don't want to drill a hole in their new hive, or can't drill a hole in their new hive, and they're wondering, are there tricks to this that can be applied? And the answer, of course, is yes, there are. People don't tell you about it, but they exist. And I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that you can use, but you won't damage any of your hives, and your hives come out of them just as strong as before. So here we go. This is one of my concrete hives. Tall monolith of a structure, isn't it? Yeah. I'm doing this early morning before the bees come out, otherwise it'd be impossible. And there's an entrance there. That's a bit of a weird shape, and we want to do a mother hive, attach a hive to this mother hive, but a hose. How are you going to attach a hose to that for the bees to go through and not put all sorts of sealant and gunk all around here to seal up the hive and whatever? It seems an impossible task, but it's dead easy when you look at it. So what you do here is a rather simple exercise. So let's have a look as I reach across here and try to do magical things here. As you can see here, if I try to attach a hose, it fits pretty good, but there's going to be gaps and everything else around it. It's not going to fit perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. But what we can do is cut a simple bit of plastic. And hang on, oops, where are we? Bloody stupid me. There we go. Now, hang on, we'll take this bit off. And all you can see, it's a little bit of a plastic hole. Now if I just sit in that, if I don't squash any bees in the process and try to do this without being silly, if I just do that and push it against there, look at that, it makes a nice little round hole. And that can be good enough just to shove a hose into. Push it up against it and the bees will seal it off. I get an old washer or something that fits, as you can see there. Put some propolis, the resin from a hive on there to make it sticky. And if you hang on a second, pause, you can see now I've got a nice little simple entry. The bees can't go anywhere else but out that, and I can just attach the hose, push it nice and snugly into that, and Bob's your uncle. Very simple, easy to do, and when the induction is taken, well, this just pulls off and you just throw it away or keep it for another hive. Oh, how do I know that works? Because guess what, I've done that. Okay, so you can change the entrances and make them look better. Take a hose. Okay, but what do you do if the hose is too small for the entrance and you don't want to use sealant? Well, there's solutions for that too. So here you can see there's another induction actually going on. I'm separating this today actually, but we'll get on the side there, and the mother hive's at the back, new hive's at the front. Now in this one, the hose was loose in the entrance, so the bees were getting out, and I didn't want to put sealant and shit around there. So how do you solve that problem? Well, as I reach over here, you got it right, that's just tissue paper. I just shoved a whole whack of tissue paper, just kept shoving it in. Could be newspaper, actually I think it's not tissue paper, I think it's kitchen paper. Anyway, just old kitchen paper. I just kept shoving it in until the whole thing was so cramped full of paper the bees couldn't get out even if they wanted to. Put a metal rod on the top to keep it nice and compact, and the whole thing's just sealed up and has been sealed up. So you don't need to use elastic and all sorts of things. Ordinary old paper can do the bloody job. And it gets on to the second part. What if you want to do these inductions or new hives, but you don't want to drill into the hive body? It's a nice hive, and I don't blame you. Well, what you can do is a number of things. And since I'm on this one here, you can see here, all I've done is put little bits of pieces of wood around it to form a skirt between the top and the bottom. And as I reach up, right there, you can see a little bit of 3-ply board that sits on top. So the tube actually goes in through one of these pieces of wood into this box. And as I walk around, you can see it's just any old scrap timber to form a seal. The bees glue it all up, and the pliers are lit on the top. Dead easy. You don't have to worry about things like that. And to show you that, we come down here. You've seen me poke around with this thing. I'll just put it down there where you can see it. That's a board to put on a hive that I did an induction, and to prove it was an induction, look, there's the glue marks that the bees sealed it up. And you can see what I'm talking about. Just scrap bits of timber where you just drill a hole there for the bees to go in, squeeze a bit of pipe in, bingo, that can sit. Now that sat on a smaller hive because it was an induction of a Clyperias hive. But you can do the same thing here. Get a nice big bit of scrap timber, just drill a hole in and sit it on top. Or use pieces of timber to form a framework around it, and that works as well. And I'll show some more pictures of that at the end of the video. So there you go. There are ways of doing that where you can keep your own hive looking good. Just showing you there with the separator, showing you the ply lid, just something simple like that. And I should be able to lift that off, hang on. Oh, there we go. And you can see here, it's nothing more than pieces of timber around it. And if you look under here, there's the entrance, and that's just a bit of tubing that comes through on the inside. So yeah, you can make it with pieces of wood, works fine. Whoops.